Hello everybody, Chocolate Guy, the cartoon reviewer here, and welcome back to my list of the top 5 best Simpsons Season 7 episodes. In this video, I will be discussing my favorite episode of the season. If you haven't seen the previous parts in this series, I suggest you do so first, as it's all a big setup to this video, and you'll get my thoughts on most of the rest of the season. And with all that said, let's finally finish this list. So after last season's list, and all the episodes that were eliminated from this one, the number one choice was probably very obvious this time around. And I know many of you will disagree, especially with what the runners-up are, but I don't care. For me, Lisa is the winner of Season 7, and gets one of her best episodes here. This is not only a great look at Lisa's character, showing off how she deals with social anxiety and how it relates to her personality and surroundings, but it's also just such a good story and makes a really great statement on social anxiety in general and how to deal with it that really anyone who has struggled with that can get something out of. And it develops Lisa's character, who is already really complex from other character study and development episodes, and shows her off at one of her most interesting points. The episode starts off with it being the end of the school year, and it shows Lisa not really having any friends. She thinks her personality and accomplishments from being smart should get her some friends, but she is left alone. And this event sets her down a true path of self-discovery. I love the whole yearbook signing scene as an intro because it reestablishes what Lisa is like and why her personality and how she communicates with other people makes her struggle to get friends and develop relationships. It's interesting to see how this affects her, and the episode makes the point she really isn't doing anything wrong per se and is being a nice person, but is still struggling to make any progress when it comes to making friends. And she doesn't know why that is, but decides something needs to change, and realizes her summer trip is the perfect time to do just that. This is such a great setup because it shows off who Lisa is and makes her very likable while putting her in a story that suits her character well, and also making you not know exactly how this situation is going to play out. You recognize right away Lisa has a hard time connecting with people because of her social anxiety that is also fueled by this, but have no idea how she is gonna deal with that to achieve what she wants, which is true friends. And as we get further in the episode, it goes deeper and deeper to show how she learns to connect with people and deal with these issues as she goes on this vacation and actually starts to make some new friends. And this is where the episode and Lisa really blossoms, as she starts to connect with these kids on the beach through hiding stuff about her and just being friendly and acting how they do. And this leads to an interesting situation with a few cool dynamics. This episode shows her getting closer and closer to these kids she meets on the beach and becoming great friends with them and being really happy. But she does this through hiding stuff about herself, which isn't great, and the episode shows why she does this because her social anxiety makes her afraid that she would lose these friends if she revealed more truth about her personality. She thinks they wouldn't like her, but she does slowly show more about herself as the kids' relationship develops, and she does learn how to start connecting with people through all of this. This episode is so interesting because through all of this, it shows how someone tries to connect with others with their social anxiety getting in the way, and shows every aspect of that, and how Lisa slowly starts to overcome that issue as she does get closer and closer to her new friends. You really get into Lisa's head here, and every scene shows some aspect of her social anxiety off before and after she makes these new friends. And there are so many nice scenes that are a fun showcase of all of this. You really want to see Lisa walk away and be happy and be able to reveal more about herself to them, but she has to earn that because of her social anxiety. This episode has so much to say about how social anxiety can really just put a lot of pressure, especially on young people, children and teenagers, and how it can make even really small situations just feel so big and important in a really negative way. It's something that really anyone can relate to and get something out of. It's one of the most personal and interesting episodes of the show for this reason, and I love it. But another reason I love this episode is because of how many jokes are told in this new setting, with the other Simpsons family members, and with Lisa's cute interactions with these other kids. It may not be the funniest episode, but it does have some of the funniest jokes, like the firework gag, and so many quotable lines to even count. The atmosphere here is also just really good, and a cabin on a beach setting was such a great location to set the episode in because it leads to great atmosphere, but it also, through this, gives off such a calm and reflective vibe as Lisa goes through this situation more than it would have before. All of this is fantastic, but what pushes this episode over the top for me is its final act. Throughout the episode, Bart, who is usually the popular one and connects with people pretty easily, is jealous of Lisa for making the new friends, so he reveals more stuff about her to them. And the final stretch of this episode is her trying to deal with the aftermath of that and thinking she blew her chance to be friends with these kids. It's so heartbreaking what Bart did, and the scenes between the two of them after are so good. First, because there are so many jokes, but also because you can see how much this meant to Lisa and how furious she is that she lost these friends thanks to Bart's actions, and how Bart doesn't really get how much this affects her until she is at her lowest point. You just feel so bad for her, but she ends up realizing through a kind action those kids still want to be her friends, because even if they don't like all the same stuff she does, she is still a nice person who they enjoy hanging out with. And the episode ends with Lisa walking away, keeping these new friends, while realizing, even with her social anxiety, the way to make friends and connect with people isn't just to wear yourself on your sleeve and be yourself, which is the message that many other episodes like this would have. No, this episode subverts that traditional message and throws it on its head throughout the entire thing, and caps the episode off by saying be yourself, but try to appeal and relate to other people. Be yourself, but don't be afraid to change. It's one of the most different and unique messages, and is something anyone can take something out of, like the entire incredible episode. So yeah, I love this one. It takes one of the show's best characters, and my personal favorite, and puts her in a story about dealing with social anxiety and how it can affect even minor situations like trying to make some new friends at the beach or even going up to talk to new people. It just looks at this in such depth, and it really means a lot while telling a great story, and gives such pragmatic advice and a different message that is truly helpful and relatable. This is one episode that really connects to so many people, including myself, as someone who has really struggled with social anxiety in the past, especially coming out of this past year, and its advice is something I could use in my life. I love this episode so much, down to every little detail. It's kinda perfect, like the fact that Milhouse is here to add some extra comedy, but I've been speaking on this one long enough. Sure, some things might not be as fleshed out as they could be, like the Bart stuff, but it isn't an issue, because this episode uses everything to show off Lisa's struggle and to perfectly encapsulate what social anxiety feels like and how to deal with it. And that is something that is just so universal that it really deserves to be praised. And yes, I know there are other episodes people might still find more interesting, but I don't care. This episode connects with me more than anything else this season, and more than a lot of other stuff in the show, because of all of this, and tells its story the best way possible. And what more is there to even ask of an episode, especially an episode of The Simpsons? And on top of that, it is so damn funny. In a season of character study and development episodes, this is just the best one. And it tackles an incredible theme to boot. So I'll just repeat it again. It's one of the best Lisa episodes, and the best episode of Season 7. And with that, the list is done. Thank you so much for watching, while I slowly release this entire list throughout the month of July in this new format. Well, I like this format, and I tried it, and it worked well for these last two lists. With how busy my schedule is, even with the time I do have, and the fact that I'm gonna get even more busy, means I just don't have time to make really any edited content, big or small, going forward. I know I have mentioned this previously, but even though I want to make fully edited videos, and I tried again, I just don't always have time to do so. And it's the part of the video process I enjoy the least. But this got me thinking, while I still love reviews and discussing cartoons and do want to keep doing it moving forward, I have been moving more away from formally edited reviews for a long time now, just with stuff I watch, and have been enjoying more podcast-like content as of late. So that made me decide that moving forward, I'm gonna make my videos more listener-friendly and more scripted podcast-like. There will always be something on the screen for people to watch, and my content will always be scripted. I've realized that a lot of people don't have time to watch edited reviews of things for the same reason I don't. And if they do, they also want to use that time to watch shows and do many other things they're interested in as well, which is why a scripted podcast-like format will be perfect. Something you can engage in while doing other things. Once again, these won't be unscripted videos. Everything else will stay the same besides editing. I just want to make them more listener-friendly with a little less editing. This also doesn't mean I'll never make videos that are completely edited ever again, like a traditional video list. I may still on some special occasions when I have the time to do so, but from now on, I'm announcing my videos moving forward are gonna go in a bit of a new direction, stylistic-wise, in this way. It will allow me to work more on my writing to make my breakdown of any episode or season I talk about as interesting and as fun to listen to as it can be. I know this is a very big announcement, but I think it'll be a great thing for this channel moving forward, and it's something I really want to try. With all that said, I'm going to start posting videos twice a week. I'm going to continue my plan to finish the shows and goals I've started for videos moving forward before I make videos on any other shows, no matter when that gets finished, because I know I said by the end of summer, even though that's not going to happen because of how long I've been taking to make new videos. Also, I'm going to start posting video lists in 2 parts, instead of this new format I tried, so you can get more out of every video I post, and the videos won't be crazy long still. Also, my next video will be part 1 of the top 5 best Simpsons Season 8 episodes. And that will be coming out on my 2-year anniversary of my channel, August 9th. And with all that said, if you've stuck with my channel this far, I hope you keep watching for more great content to come. And if you just found this channel, please consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribing for more lists on cartoons in the future. Please leave a comment down below on what your favorite episode of Simpsons Season 7 is, and why. Commenting helps spread my channel around YouTube, so any engagement would be very appreciated. Honestly, also leave a comment down below on what animated show you'd like me to cover in the future. I am Chocolate Guy, the cartoon reviewer, and once I finish the shows I've already started talking about, I'd love to talk about many more on this channel, so any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Lastly, links down below to playlists with the other videos in this series and on my channel, and the music I used in this video. And with all that said, thank you everyone for watching, and thanks to everyone for 100+ subscribers now. This is my first big milestone, and I can't say thank you enough. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching once again, and this is Chocolate Guy, the cartoon reviewer, signing off.